I make this video because Ricky requested us to go through this hydrograph again. So, there are two parts of this hydrograph. Part number one is these red bars. These refer to rainfall. The highest point is here, point E. This is the peak precipitation. If all precipitation falling from the sky is received in the form of moisture, it is all rainfall. But sometimes you have other forms of precipitation, like snowfall. But let's make things simple. This is only rainfall. So, this part, the red part, is about the moisture we receive from the sky. Then let's go to the river. A river has two banks, and the water that is contained inside the two banks has a limit, and that limit is the bank full discharge, above which there will be flooding. So on this blue part is brought by the rainfall. Above here, we will have flooding, and A actually corresponds to river in flood. But in these flood period, the moment of time with the highest river flow is point B. We say that this is the peak discharge, or the peak flow. Discharge is the amount of water in the river, and peak flow encompasses the element of time. On the left-hand side of this slide, you see this unit. This is actually the abbreviation for cubic meter per second. It means that within each second, how many cubic meters of water pass through a particular point of that river. If this value is high, it means that a lot of water passes through a particular point of the river in just 1 second. If it is low, then only little water passes through the river in 1 second. So, flood risk is high if this value reaches a high value. When it increases, we say that we will have a rising limb. It is going upward. So it is C. And then after the peak flow or the peak discharge, the amount of water in the river will drop. So we will have a falling limb to the direction downward. You can also say it is a recession because the amount of water passing through the river is dropping. And very importantly, we have something called lag time here. The time between maximum precipitation and maximum peak discharge. So this is lag time. With trees, their crown intercept some rainfall. Also, below tree crowns, there is the soil system. It allows more infiltration. The overall effect is that with more trees, the peak discharge would be lower. So we will have a more gentle rising limb, and then the discharge in the river will rise much more slowly, creating a more gentle rising limb. More time for the river to discharge its extra flow created by the precipitation. Therefore, it may not reach or exceed the bank full discharge. This can reduce flood risk. So that is a mechanism of how trees work in reducing flood risk and controlling surface runoff. And this also provides a basic interpretation of the hydrograph.